Orale! What's up, homies? On this episode, we talk about the new Dune movie that's on HBO Max, and we discuss the white space Jesus syndrome. You don't want to miss this one. Orale! What's up, homies? Welcome to the Chino and Homeboy podcast. I'm your host, America's Homeboy. Our co-hosts are Chino and Hate Jones. Say what's up, fellas.
Konnichiwa,
Hey,
bitches.
gang.
All right. Just gonna get some business out the way. Just letting you homies know, because I know you motherfuckers only listen to like the first 6 or so minutes, bitches. We're at 69 subscribers. If we get to 100 subscribers, everybody's gonna get a 20% discount at our merch store. We've got some fun designs, all cannabis related, because that's just on brand, right?
Pretty much.
Yep, link is in the banner. I'm gonna put the link in the description and hit it up if you like the designs. Hey, you don't have to pay for them now or buy them. Get your homies to fucking subscribe, and then you can get that 20% discount, son. You know what I'm saying? Word is bond.
Word is bond. Oh, man.
All right. On today's docket, we are going to talk about Dune. Now, I haven't seen the show, haven't seen the movie yet. So, you guys have. I haven't even seen the original one. Like, or at least I may have, but I don't remember because I'm too young to remember. Because I know it must have come on TV once or twice. Right. Back when they put movies on regular ass TV.
Right.
Yeah. Should I watch this or should I not watch this?
If you're anything like me, I would say yes. You should watch it because it's got this like epic scale to it. It's like everything cinematically, and there's something grand and grandiose about the story, and that's reflected on production, with like the sets and like everything about this this thing is big, it's grand, it's epic.
Yeah.
And so you have had these small, seemingly insignificant characters, but like the scope of their actions like reflect exponentially, like massively. And so I think for that alone you would appreciate that grandiosity, right?
Okay.
I think you would like that. And the music to me was another thing. Like it really added to the mood of the movie. And look, it's an almost 3-hour movie,
right?
And it's it runs a little long, and the beginning is kind of slow, but once you get past maybe like the first 20-30 minutes, it picks up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think you would enjoy it for those reasons. The story is a little convoluted,
right?
And Hey Jones had mentioned something about this. Well, not this exactly, but he had mentioned something about something that relates to Dune in a previous podcast, where I forget exactly what he said, but there were difficulties in getting the story adapted. It was a novel by I believe his name is Frank Herbert.
Right.
And it's it's like you have the main story that's in the novel, and then you have this accompanying glossary
right.
of terms, because there's a lot of made up words in here, you know. And so the novel itself had so many intertwining stories, and it became difficult to adapt it to film. There were multiple tries to do this thing, and the first one that became successful was David Lynch's film from back in the 80s. Now, a lot of people don't like it, because with how convoluted the fucking story is already, you put, the David Lynch flavor to it.
Right.
It becomes, it becomes a little messy.
Yeah.
And so I happen to like David Lynch and his work. I like how surreal he makes his stuff. So I like that kind of trippy, like almost nonsensical.
What is it? That Twin Peaks vibe?
Yes, the Twin Peaks vibe. But see, he was kind of tame in Twin Peaks. You know what I mean? But if you watch Eraserhead, you're like, what the fuck?
Matter of fact, the star of Dune is in Twin Peaks.
That's right. Kyle MacLachlan. I think that was the first time they worked together. I think so. Yeah, I think that's correct. But in any case, yeah, it's been a difficult process to get the book adapted into film. But I think this second one, this more modern one, it's better.
Technically, it's the third one because they did a sci-fi miniseries.
All right, I forgot about the show. Yeah, you're right.
Which I didn't watch because once again, it was boring as fuck. It looked good, but it's slow as fuck. Like space politics ain't cool.
Yeah, well, see, and I did mention that to Homeboy earlier. Is that
or let politics in space?
Yeah, like the beginning trods a little bit. It's like you have to kind of you have to wade through the beginning kind of slowly.
For me, the whole movie is slow until the end battle.
Right, and so what I told him earlier was, once you get through the first couple of the first 20 minutes, the intrigue will pick up a little bit, and then the fight scenes were pretty good. Fucking Momoa was pretty badass, and in his role as what was it, Duncan, Idaho?
Yeah, he was the only character that I liked in the whole movie.
Yeah, I agree with that. Although I did eventually open up to whatever his name is, Paul Atreides, the protagonist. I did eventually open up to how morose he was. He just looked sad and uncertain. And initially it was I was kind of annoyed by the whole thing, but he moved away from it once he started kind of that slow acceptance of just going with the flow.
Right.
So but like I told Homeboy I think he should watch it because even though yes it's a little slow and a little convoluted, it's I think he'd appreciate like the grandiosity of it,
right.
So and then Hey Jones mentioned something about space politics, and it is about space politics.
Well, I mean, I like space politics. One of my favorite Star Trek series is Deep Space Nine.
That's a good one.
Yeah, my ex-wife, my third ex-wife, got me on the Deep Space Nine kick because it's one of her favorites too, and I can see why. Like, it's got a lot of political intrigue on it. It's got a rich group of characters that grow as the series grows, but I really liked the politics, like the political interplays between the Bajorans and their leadership, the military, and how they interact with the Federation, and then the Cardassians. I was about to say Kardashians.
Are they all dumb with big asses?
No. Unfortunately, I mean, I would have watched a lot more if they did. I mean, it's not like the Klingons, right? The Klingons, they always got their women with their titties like pointing out and shit. Like, man, you You got a fucked up head, but damn titties though.
Hell yeah.
You know. So yeah. So
well, I think the failing of this movie is similar to the failings of Star Trek installment 1, or not installment 1, but episode 1, 2, 3, because they're all about space politics.
Yeah.
Masquerading as an action movie. And so like if you find a movie that is a political thriller, that's how you need to write these movies. Now, the problem with Dune for me is it's a political thriller that should be staged in a modern sense, but they're attaching it to like royal bloodhood shit, which is a whole other level of political bullshit. So now you need a writer that can write some medieval times kind of shit or some Julius Caesar type shit and make it entertaining.
Right.
Know? And they don't.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's the problem.
The one thing I don't like, well, I mean, I dislike a number of things about the movie, but in totality, I thought it's decent. You know, it's worth the watch. But one of the things I didn't like about the story of Dune is that whole messianic thing.
The space messiah. Didn't you say something about that? Hey Jones, the like space Jesus,
intergalactic Jesus.
Yeah.
It's I think that's I think that's kind of overdone, the whole messiah thing.
Now, being a Star Wars fan, knowing the intricacies and layouts, like if I put you on a Star Destroyer, could you find a toilet for me?
Probably.
Okay. Being steeped deep, and I mean like beyond balls deep, like you're one with the Force as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, I'm hitting the deeper fornices, and I'm encroaching on the cervix. I'm like cock punching that thing.
Rearranging guts is what you're doing.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And how does the messianic I guess I don't want to call it trope, but I guess theme compare with that one of Star Wars?
It's a little different because it's not like, it's not focusing on like Darth Vader, for example, right? There is not one singular point of focus when it comes to, like, Star Wars is different that way. Like even though initially it looks like, well, this is a Darth Vader story, like the whole Star Wars universe is like, it's so big, that it's not just,
well,
it's not just Vader.
To be honest, George Lucas stole everything from Star Wars from Dune. That's one. It's all ripped off from Dune.
Right.
They even start on desert fucking planets.
Well, that's true. That is true. That is true. They started on Tatooine, and
that they just continue to run back into, like it's a shithole desert planet. There's nothing here. Why do you keep landing on this unspecial fucking planet? Right.
Mm-hmm.
But in Dune, the planet's special because it's the only place where the fucking spice is. They even have the fucking sandworm because fucking Boba Fett got ate by one.
The Sarlacc.
Yeah.
Well, and so they have the Sarlacc in Star Wars, but they also have the giant space slugs, Grendel the space slug in what was it? Empire Strikes Back. When they go in that fucking asteroid, and this is in a cave,
Yeah.
So they had that. Dune has the sandworm. So yes, I mean I agree that there are
in Dune they have the Jedi. These are not the droids you seek. Kind of like I could talk you into doing some shit. The voice, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they have like mad heavy similarities.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't like, I think the whole messianic thing is a little outplayed.
Well, I mean,
and it's different from Star Wars.
A friend of mine who read the books. Oh
man, I stirred the pot on this one.
a homie of mine who read the books basically says Dune is better because it shows the downfall of being that type of character.
Right.
If you read all the stories in totality, this
right.
dude rises to power to become a god king and then becomes the villain.
Like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very Vader thing.
It's like it's more like Luke turning into Vader versus
right.
Anakin turning into Vader.
Yes.
Right. So that's the path. But what there was something else but in this particular film, the witches are trying to manipulate the boy because they know he can become God King, but they want to be able to control him. So, he's trying to refute them, gain power, X, Y, Z. So
right.
That's kind of like, I would say, like, the witches are the dark side to some, or represents that corruptible force. Yeah, they're the Sith.
Right.
They probably don't even like men.
Right.
Like, men are there for them to manipulate.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Night Sisters in Dathomir in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
And they're trying to get him locked in, and he happens to avoid them locking him in, kind of deal.
Right. So I had Jamie do a cursory search on Dune Star Wars lawsuit. And it says Frank Herbert saw Star Wars, and I guess he decided to sue.
Right.
So yeah.
Did he win?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I didn't go that far. It just says when Frank Herbert saw Star Wars by Jonathan, A History of Yesterday. But he is currently suing over the musician David Matthews' Dune album, which had songs inspired by the book. But there's this one where it's like the question on Google is, did Star Wars plagiarize Dune? And CBR wrote a thorough article about their similarities. Now, if those of you don't know, that's CBR's comic book resources, I think. It's a website.
Yeah.
All comic book shit. It said, there's no denying Lucas took inspiration from Herbert with desert worlds, mind control tricks, and the idea of a chosen one in both stories. And just as Star Wars was influenced by Dune, the new 2021 Dune also took inspiration from Star Wars. So they're essentially ripping each other off now at this point. It's gone meta, gentlemen. It's gone meta.
Like, how is Dune ripping off Star Wars?
I don't know. Chino, how's the new Dune ripping off from Star Wars?
I guess, in the same type of cinematic scale that, they showed Star Wars in, the prequels, for example.
Yeah.
Like the landscapes and, the special effects, and I guess that's how they're ripping him off, I would imagine.
No, because Dune the movie one had whack fucking special effects.
No, I'm saying, so because
I'm talking about the latest one.
The latest one.
The latest one just has better special effects.
And that's what I mean. And that's what I mean. And so, like,
than Star Wars?
Yeah.
The special effects that they had in this new Dune is very reminiscent of, the special effects that I had in the prequel trilogies.
I mean, the designs are totally different. They're more masculine. They're more realistic. You're
saying Dune's got more dick.
Yeah. and by more dick, they have a giant sand penis.
Right.
With teeth.
Like, yeah. If you imagine you've seen the Chronicles of Riddick, right?
Yeah.
If you imagine,
it feels
the art
very
style,
Chronicles of Riddick.
With Egyptian elements plus, like the whole Star Wars cinematic feel. That's what it.
But you can't copyright a feel. You know what I'm saying?
No, right. I'm not saying. Well,
so I'm like, the movies don't feel the same. One's made for adults, one's for children. It has a good look, but it's no different than any other good space movie I've seen. or futuristic movie I've seen. Like,
Right.
matter of fact, what it looks like, a lot of shit in there looks like what was done in the last Blade Runner movie.
Right.
I still have to see that one. I haven't seen that one yet.
2049.
It's as dry as this shit.
All right, look.
Damn,
Ridley
hey
Scott,
Joe's
look,
be hating again.
Look, Ridley Scott is an auteur, all right? Ridley Scott is an auteur. He's allowed to make shit dry. He's British.
Is that some highfalutin language about making boring content? Is that what it is?
Yes, pretty much.
It's like saying, you know what, that guy's a cunt, but he's okay because he drives a Jag. Like, what?
That's right. Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes.
No, it's like she's boring as fuck, but them titties big.
Right. Like I got catfish, but it's all right. She got weed though. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What the fuck? Oh man.
Look, listen. If you get catfish and she got weed, all right, look, I think that's a win-win already. All right. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. That is a win-win. Getting ghosted, that sucks. But getting catfished and weed, look, that balances out. That's a balance to the force. She may be a Sith Lord, but she's gonna get me high as fuck. Okay.
No, she may be Jabba the Hutt.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or fucking Chewbacca.
I'm a smoke out until you're Princess Leia, though.
Right. Hell yeah.
Shit. But
there's Star Wars humor.
Yeah, there you go. Plenty of dick jokes there.
Yeah, and what's funny is I don't feel like they cut this movie in two.
One of those?
Yeah. So they're covering the same landscape that they crossed in the first film. They just cut it in the fucking middle and then created a scene to be like the high point of the movie, which was the lead character, spoiler coming, killing a black man.
Oh man.
Yep.
Man, you're not doing a good job of making me watch this shit.
My name is my name.
Right. Oh man, but I am intrigued. I am intrigued to see the cinematic scope of the movie.
The only thing worth watching this for is CinemaScope and the design. And Jason Momoa, like, he was an interesting character.
You mean Chino? You mean Big Chino's in this?
Yeah.
Yes, Big Chino is in this. Yes.
Yeah. Tall Chino.
He's the only likable character in it, and that's the other thing. All the characters are unlikable. Like,
what?
Watching Momoa in this movie, he felt like very paternal.
Right.
Yes.
To
more paternal than the fucking father.
Yes. He was more paternal than the father. And I liked watching that from him, because I know he's a dad and I'm a dad. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit just makes me, makes me go a big rubbery one.
Does he play the character that always says, "Let me take his water"?
Say that again.
Is he playing a character that's always saying, "Let me take his water"?
No, that's Javier Bardem.
Okay, all right, yeah, I like that character. Like when I watched, because I did watch the Dune series with Professor X. Not Picard X, the other wanted Professor X.
James McAvoy.
Yeah, that motherfucker. Yeah, him. There was a character in that Dune that was like always saying, "Let me take his water," and man, that dude was hilarious. Always.
Are you talking about
let
from
me take his water.
the Dune TV series?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I think so.
I couldn't get past, I think I only watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and I was like, I can't fuck with this shit.
All right, hey Jones, look, is there a space movie or show that you do like?
Cowboy Bebop?
That's
Okay.
not a cartoon.
Oh, you got to retort? Let me retort back.
I'm thinking, I'm going through my mental Rolodex of space movies
Or show, or TV show,
or
space
TV
movie
show.
or TV show. Because
Firefly.
Firefly, yeah.
I like Firefly.
Right.
I watched all of Battlestar Galactica. I like.
How'd you like that though?
I did. I liked it.
What about Stargate?
I did watch Stargate. That was on my list.
Movie or TV show?
TV show.
Okay.
The movie was okay too, but the TV show, I watched all of that. I like Star Trek.
Which one? Next Generation, Deep Space Nine.
I like Deep Space Nine. I watched Next Generation. I used to watch the old Star Treks. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of them, but I would just watch them.
Yeah. Okay.
Right on.
But I'm not big on space movies that are made for children, which is Star Wars.
Right.
And that are boring as fuck, which is Dune. And Dune doesn't even qualify as a space movie because they go to a planet and they stay there.
I heard
it's 2 planets. Yeah, they have 2 planets. The setting of Dune is in.
Yeah, they talk about all this intergalactic imperium, but you only see one fucking planet, and everything else is inside of a ship or an office. Like you don't see the outside environments.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that's problematic. Like, at least let me see the scope of this universe that you're saying is all connected and whatever. But it's like you talk about being on the planet Earth and all its vast resources and landscapes, but all you see is desert.
Right.
Yeah.
Man. Okay.
Well,
look, to be fair though, filming in a desert is a very, I don't know, a bit, like in terms of sets, like you can film anywhere. Right? Like you don't have to worry about continuity. Like no one's gonna be like, have I seen that cactus before?
Right. Is that the same sand dune?
Right, exactly. I think I've seen that sand dune. Like, are they using the same sand dune for every scene?
Yeah. And then,
why not?
Here's another
budget cuts.
Right.
Here's another little beef I have with this film, right? So they have these little shield generators that they wear for fighting and whatnot, right? Or just for general protection, like just to have them on.
Yeah.
But these motherfuckers take them off, and it's like a watch. So I'm like, you really don't need to take this shit off. And seeing that your life is that important and that vulnerable, you should probably have this shit on your wrist and probably on at all times, except for times where you can't actually use them.
Right.
Can your Apple Watch do that, homeboy?
Yeah, I mean, it's like an Apple Watch.
I don't have an Apple Watch. I have a Fitbit.
Oh, that's why you can't do it.
Yeah, and exactly. I have a Fitbit.
I heard the new Apple Watch does that shit.
The Series 7, yeah.
Yes.
Like personal force field and shit. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's just start all kinds of rumors. It'll make your dick bigger.
Right.
Help you rearrange them guts.
You can change your genders.
Yep, exactly.
Factor.
Look, you could be an innie and or an outie whenever you want.
Right.
Yeah. So it was like an ill plot device because like
right.
Paul gets attacked by something and he looks and he's like, oh shit, my shield generator is across the room. Like, why would this shit be across the room, bro?
Right.
Why wouldn't that be on your hip at all times?
That sounds like a very lame plot device kind of a thing.
It was.
Like,
it was so lame.
Why couldn't it be like, my wrist thing isn't on because I wanted to charge it while I was sleeping? That would have made sense.
That would have made so much sense if he had to charge it up.
I mean, even if it was like, what is it? Those chargers, you don't have to plug them in, right? Just touch
sit it
charge.
on top. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that happened in the desert planet, right? When they first get to okay, because I couldn't remember if that happened in the desert planet or their home planet, because I was about to say,
never know because you never see the outside of their home planet.
Okay,
right? No.
Now I want to watch this so that I can clown it.
Right. Well,
that's what it's good for.
So Hey Jones clearly doesn't like it. I thought it was okay. I thought it was decent. Like I enjoyed, I didn't feel like I was wasting my time watching the movie.
It's well produced, but it's the same shit as the old movie. It really is. It's just a better looking version of the old movie.
So so what you're saying is this is a remix with just slightly better beats. But
Yeah,
same lame ass lyrics, just better beats.
They got better equipment. They got Pro Tools now.
Right.
Somehow they.
Hey, let's be talking shit about David Lynch.
They got Adrian Young. They got Adrian Young.
Right.
They got Adrian Young to do this shit.
Look, somehow they've drawn this movie out longer than the original.
Right.
But I can't see what extra value they've added to it outside,
Well, so
Meanwhile,
here's something.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not seeing scenes that are like, oh, that wasn't in the original, or oh, I'm glad they put this in here. Now I have more context. It's just like the only thing I got from this that I didn't get from the first one is the dynamics of the spice or the spice trade and why they're there. So like I clearly know, like, oh, there's an emperor. The emperor allowed one house to run the spice trade, but it gave him too much power. So now he wants them out. So he puts another motherfucker in place. And the motherfucker who's ousted is like, no, I'm gonna take the shit back, and then I'm gonna take over the fucking empire. So
that sounds like Iran. Sounds like what America did to Iran.
No, Dune is totally a metaphor for
oil.
For oil and what we do in the Middle East, almost exactly.
Okay.
We're gathering spice.
So Frank Herbert's essentially stealing from history.
Yeah.
Well, so check. So like I said earlier, there's been this general consensus, from when they first started trying to make adaptations of the book, that this novel is basically unfilmable, because there's just so much going on, and it's difficult. It was difficult for them to adapt, because you wouldn't be able to pull it off in just one or two films. It has to be like fucking Wu-Tang, where you would do better if you did it in a TV show format.
But they tried that.
No, I understand. But here's the second part of it. And so the reason why it's unwatchable for a lot of people, and the reason why like Hate Jones doesn't like it, is because it is difficult to adapt into film. Yeah. And so even the I guess reviewers of the book, people who have read the book and have talked about it, have said, it's just, there's way too much going on. It's kind of hard to keep up.
Well,
and so
what they need to do was make a movie that's inspired by the book, opposed to trying to make the fucking book.
Well, and here's the kick in the nuts though. So Frank Herbert said that even though Lynch used a little creative license with some of the things that happened in the book, and a few things were different, he liked the first movie. Because he said that they caught the emotion, or the film is saying what it wanted to say.
So it followed the spirit of the book, not the actual book. Okay.
Yes.
But I think the overall problem with this movie or series or whatever is that there are no likable characters. The person that you're following, Paul,
that's a legit concern. that's a legit like criticism. That's legit.
The person that you're following, Paul, eventually becomes a fucking villain. And you don't really make him that much of a likable character at the beginning to even care whether or not that he ruins his soul or whatever by coming the villain later.
Like, what I'm saying? Like, good on you, motherfucker. I hope you die in hell.
Yeah. Like from the original, the only likable character from the original was probably his girlfriend.
Right.
Who in this installment hasn't really been shown yet. Like, you see her, but she hasn't done anything really yet. So you have no reason to like her right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, everybody's fucking cold as ice. and not likable and almost unhuman, to where like you're like, what the fuck am I watching? And it was like, and the only person who has some life and some vigor is fucking
Momoa.
Big tall Chino.
Yes.
Big Chino.
Big Chino. That's what we're gonna call him from now on. In fact, when we meet Jason Momoa, right?
Right.
You're like, hey, you look like Chino, not the other way around.
Right.
Yeah,
well,
we're gonna be like, he
older?
looks like you. No, you look like Chino.
I think he's older. I think Big Chino is older by a couple of years.
Yeah, he is. I think he's our age. I think.
I think so.
Or we could just call you Mini Moa.
No, that's not on brand. That's not on brand. Because we have, and while it's been hilarious, it's more hilarious if we call him Big Chino.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, if they could have made these characters likable or interesting in any fucking capacity, other than they have cool outfits, it would have worked.
Right.
And then one character, like, they killed off two characters in this fucking movie that I had interest in. So
Dad?
No. So Momoa,
the
black dude they killed at the end, because I was like, oh, he's saucy. Like,
you
know, like, yeah, because
Jameis or whatever.
Yeah, because like if he didn't die and went on, he would always be like a thorn, or you're gonna win him over and he's gonna die for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So like that character could have went that route, and then the sister who was helping him, you know. So I'm like, man, she has motivation. It seemed like she has a story to tell. I'm interested in what she's gonna turn into, because she wasn't in the fucking original movie. And then they take her out like with ease.
Now, I agree with you that Jason Momoa is.
Hopefully, she's not dead, because she did get swallowed by the
sandworm.
Sandworm. So there's a possibility she finds her way out of that.
Like out the asshole.
Well,
she's gonna find her way out the other end.
No, but it was like the way she took him out. So like she was planning on riding the sandworm to get away, and so she started the thumper, and then she got attacked.
Yeah,
and it kept going. So she knew the sandworm was coming. So she wasn't really afraid. Like, nigga, y'all all going with me. I ain't going with y'all.
Yeah.
And then the sandworm comes and they start panicking, and she kind of just gives into it.
Yep.
You know, so I'm like, did she give into it because she knows how to get in and get out and survive, and they don't?
Yeah.
Or is she just saying, hey, sacrifice, I'm out. Help save the day. Kind of, you know?
Well, she went about, I guess, I mean, I haven't seen it, but she went about trying to ride the sandworm the wrong way. She should have just spread her legs open and ride it that way.
she
I mean, it is a worm, right?
You have to call it first. And she's not big enough for the sandworm to fit between her legs.
Look, if a baby, if a baby
her name
can
is
come
not
out of
Big
that,
Pussy, okay?
If a baby can come out of there, a sandworm can go in, okay? Gotta lube it up right. Just gotta lube it up right.
If you say so. So effectively,
baby cannon.
The two most interesting characters in this film, this director chose to kill off.
Right.
Well, that's I will agree. I will agree that Jason Momoa's character, Duncan Idaho, is the one I enjoyed the most. He was,
or maybe he's not dead.
Hold
maybe
up. His name is Duncan. His name is Duncan Idaho.
Yes.
Why?
That's another. Okay, so the things that I don't like, the fucking names. Like, come on now. This is supposed to be a space epic, and you have Paul, Idaho, Gurney. Come on now.
Yeah.
Because Paul is in the Bible.
Like I said, this messianic shit is fucking
okay. So now I'm definitely gonna watch this to clown it, you know, because I remember watching what is it, Pacific Rim. All I did was clown the shit out of that, and
I couldn't. I couldn't finish it.
Yeah, I finished it because I was clowning it with my ex-wife, and we were clowning the fuck out of it. We were clowning it so bad it took us longer to watch it because we would rewind it constantly to rewatch a scene so we could clown it, the scene, even more.
Right.
Man, that movie was stupid, but it was fun. I liked it.
I'm not gonna lie, it was fun to clown.
Right. Well, okay. So I will agree with Hey Jones that Jason Momoa like really played his character well, and I enjoyed watching him the most. He felt the most human out of everybody. He feels the most relatable.
Right.
And I eventually grew to like the main character. I just initially his his moroseness was kind of annoying, but once his rage started to like manifest, I was like, okay, now you're kind of relatable. I also like the stoicism that the dad played by what's his name, Oscar Isaac. So that was okay. So yeah, there were things that I liked about this movie.
So hold on. Is the acting at least palatable overall? Just overall, yes or no?
Yeah, I guess
they're all
so.
Quality actors. They're not failing in acting. It's what they're told to do.
Okay.
I'll put you like this. This movie has the same problem that The Harder They Fall have. You have all these good actors, and you only getting a piece of them.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's so many of them that you can't let any of them like skyrocket over the other because there's not enough time.
Okay. So I think another problem that this movie had is if it was a little, they took a lot of time to establish how grandiose the setting is, right? Even though it happens in 2 fucking planets, right? And I think if they did away with that a little bit, just cut it a little shorter, or not use that so much to progress the fucking movie, I think it would be a little faster paced, and we would get more of those actors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of scenes where it shows you like how big this this fucking sand dune is, or how big
this shithole planet is.
And so it's like it's like
because like out of this whole planet you only see one city and it's theirs.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I think you should watch it.
Okay. Well, no, I'm definitely gonna watch it now.
Another beef I had was like they have ships that float. They have stormtroopers that can kind of fly without wings.
Right.
But then they have a fucking ship with like dragonfly wings and shit. Like it needs wings to fly. I'm like,
I couldn't
are obsolete.
Right. I couldn't decide if I liked that or if I hated it.
It was a plot device just for that scene of them escaping and crash landing. Like they needed something that can crash land and make sense, like why they crash landed.
Right.
Right.
Like it looks cool. I'm like, no other flying ship has fucking wings of any sort. And they're making it fly like a helicopter, you know. And like in
what
general,
did they call it? Ornithopter?
I guess. I didn't even catch the fucking name.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting to show like, oh, look at this mechanism to make something fly like a dragonfly. But I'm like, you literally want it to fly like a helicopter, and a helicopter is way more simple than the engineering feat that it would take to make these 4-winged dragonfly
looking fucking things. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's stupid then. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes from like, oh, this is cool to stupid the moment you think about it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, plot device. Don't like it. Fuck it.
All right. All right. Now I know we got a lot on our plates in terms of assignments because we got to watch Posse. If we haven't watched it by now, and The Harder They Fall. But have you started watching The Expanse?
I started watching Expanse a few months back because somebody else suggested it, and I watched like maybe 1 or 2 episodes, and I was like, this is boring as fuck.
Right.
I had
it picks up. You should watch it.
It feels very Battlestar Galactica-ish.
Trust me, you're gonna want to watch it.
Am I?
It gets better. It gets better.
Do they kill all the white people and only black people are left in space?
No, but they do add more.
Because I'm down for that one. I'm down for that one.
No, they do add more colored people though.
Okay.
Yeah, they do add more colored people.
if it's a part of the assignment, I will start watching it.
Well, let's get through all the other shit first, and then we'll go to the Expanse, because I think the last season of the Expanse is coming out, so we may want to hold off on reviewing the Expanse when you could binge watch all the seasons.
Oh, okay.
That way we can just review it all as one giant thing, and not have to be like, oh, week to week bullshit. Yeah.
Right. But like Dune is nice to look at.
Okay.
Like it's beautiful. Like the suit designs, the ship designs, the environments, all that shit looks cool as fuck. Way better than anything I've seen in fucking Star Wars. And that's about it.
Okay.
Jason Momoa and sister lady who dies.
Okay, so I'll definitely watch this for Big Chino, and then see how much of it I can clown. But you guys named a bunch of actors that I'm kind of excited to see what they do. Joaquin Bardem, I guess I'm really anticipating to hear how he says, "Let me take his water," and laugh at why this lady didn't just spread her legs open and take the sandworm and have it rearrange her guts.
Yeah.
her baby cannon ain't big enough, bro.
By any chance, did anybody see my post in the group about the real life inverted tenant guy?
Did I?
No. We'll go. It's in the war room, right?
No, it's in general.
Okay, pod brief. General. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably why I didn't see it.
You get notifications for everything, don't you?
I know, but I mean, it must have been in one of those notifications when we got like 3 or 4 from different.
Oh, okay.
3 or 4 different channels or 3 or 4 different topics.
It was also sent at like 1 a.m. So
yeah. Well, okay, yes, I prioritize shit in such a way that it's like war room first, then pod debrief, and then general.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But
I check the method every once in a while too.
The dude gets out the pool in a way that he looks inverted, but everything else is moving forward. It's weird. It's
interesting. Okay. All right. I'll take a look at it. We'll take a look at it. All right. That's it. Let's see. Again, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to the channel. Let your homies know we get 100 fucking subscribers. We're going to give everybody a 20% discount in the merch store. Link is in the banner, just like probably going to put a link in the description just in case shit. And, push us like crack, people. Push us like crack. You guys got anything?
I'm good.
I feel like it's been a minute and I need to watch Tenet again.
You know what?
You know what? You chosen for some Tenet?
Right?
Yeah.
You know what? I'll do that with you, man. I'll watch it with you.
It's been like a month or so, and I was like, I saw the dude hop out of the pool, and I was like, man, I ain't talked about or watched Tenet in a minute.
All right,
I think it's time.
I'll tap a fresh vein and do Tenet again.
I'm just talking about on my personal upkeep. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I was like, man, I haven't watched that movie.
You know what? Watch Tenet again, and then let us know if any new developments come up.
I'm gonna probably attempt to do it next weekend.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna put up. My girl brought a projector,
okay.
So I think I'm gonna put it up on the big screen outside and watch it at night outdoors.
Okay. All right.
And see if that adds any newness to it for me.
Okay. And remember, we're watching Posse, and The Harder They Fall. Harder They Fall. Should we watch The Hateful Eight just to have a Quentin Tarantino movie to compare it
to? I've watched it already, but yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, because I haven't seen The Hateful Eight and I've been wanting to watch it, so it'll be a good excuse to I just need a reason, reason.
All right, that's solid. I got time.
Cool beans. All right, homie.
All my freelance is complete, so I got time after work.
Right on. All right. Until next time, homies. Peace.
And konnichiwa, bitches.
Hey, gang.